Look at that. There's just a nice chunk of it. Super clean. And we've got way more. I'm assuming that's something maybe calcite, but tough to tell. You can see on the back, looks like just regular basalt. And then yeah, got a little something there. So keep looking around here, see if I can find anything, but then I'll move uphill. You got a little bit more here. Nothing too special. Maybe some, moss agate or something. This little piece right here too. And then it looks like there might be more of this seam right here. There's some crystal. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, this might be a good spot to keep looking. More of it. That's a chunk right there too. Just not very good yet. An interesting little one. Got some druzy on it. Very small. It looks like it might be a limb cast. Looks like moss agate right there. That's definitely a seam. You can see some light going through it. A couple interesting ones here. I'm gonna have to zoom in just a hair. But look at this tiny little botryoidal. Itty bitty. That's pretty cool, huh? And then there's this piece right here, which you can tell it's like a seam. It's just, look at the impressions in there. It's kind of funky, like what would you do with it? Now there is a lot of botryoidal on there, but yeah, kind of interesting. You can see this one's got a little bit of botryoidal on it too. So check this one out. This one's really good here. Let me set this up real quick. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's a botryoidal piece right there. Look at all those. Oh, and it keeps going around. Sweet. This one's pretty cool. Yeah, look at that. Let's see what this one is. Well, there's a little cavity in there that looks cool. Other than that, it's just kind of poop. We got a little hiding one in there. It's just some seam agate. Yeah, if it was a little thicker, maybe it'd be cool. Oh, there's another piece of seam. Just really white though. Got to find some with some clarity or maybe some moss. Looks like crystal. So it's definitely seam agate. I don't think it's very good. Although I'm finding some good botryoidal, I think I'm going to go over in this area now. Now this is actually more of what I've been wanting to see. That's actually, might be solid. Oh yeah. So look at that. See that green down there? Right there. Now when you have this quartz combo with this green, we call this Medfordite. It's a special type of moss agate that, yeah, it can be found in other places, but it's particularly high quality here. Hopefully we can get this. Well, we're gonna mark this and then we'll see if we can come back when I have some proper tools. This is just a scouting trip. Now you can also see that. This is just, so as you can see, this was right next to it. And this is just how the seam is forming in that basalt. So like right there, you can see that's a pretty good example. I'm gonna mark this so I can come back because this might be a really good piece of Medfordite. In fact, you can see right there, that's pretty good right in there. Yep. I'll have to definitely come back. So this is the host rock, the vesicular basalt here, and you can see another fat seam coming up through it, and that's actually quartz. You can see that going up. So I think I'll probably keep going up. First crystal of the day. Ooh, it actually looks like a piece of water line. See if I can actually get that out. Looks like it goes down quite a ways. Oh yeah, see, that's a decent little chunk. You can see the water line in there. So we'll get that cleaned up and show you. But yeah, look at that. You can see the water line. Cool. Just found this little one too. Another little piece. It's just a little shard, but we're finding more. When you see something like that, right, that's seam agate, right? Well, pay attention to the color because you see that kind of tannish color, reddish tan. It's right there too. So this is all that seam and you can just barely see the white right there. Hey, look at that. Looks like something was having a little snack. Broken crystal. Yeah, you can see it's got a nice clarity up in there, but for the most part, here's a bunch of agate nodules. And so I think I'm getting a little bit closer. So you see that green exterior? That's the iron staining. And in my experience, when I see this, I'm getting on the good spot. Another little seam agate. Now look at that thing just hiding in there. Kind of crappy, but cool. Looks like we have a little Medfordite right there. It's not very good, but we also have some of these nodules. Nodule. As we're traveling uphill, we're starting to see more of these nodules. So that's a good sign. Here you go. Here's where they're coming from. You can see right there. And that's what the basalt looks like. So we just need to keep chasing it. These little nodules can actually be pretty neat too. Because sometimes when you have them like this, you can kind of feel that they're hollow. At least they feel hollow, which usually means they're just packed full of that little tiny druzy quartz. But there's a bunch of them. Oh, look at that. There's another one. And so you can actually see that one. It's got the crystal. They're just everywhere because they're literally pouring out of the rock. It's getting a little bit bigger. Starting to see more of like the seam action. A little bit more. Now this is where things start get interesting because now we're seeing a lot of little druzy stuff like that. Another nodule. You can actually see a bigger one. It's about a little bit bigger than a quarter. Don't have any pocket change on me, but you can see the formation lines in there. I might have found a little chunk here as well. And it's not good. It's getting bigger. Tiny little piece of jasper. Look at that. I'm wondering if I can get some more of that, huh? We got another shard of it right there. Ooh. Definitely more up in there too. Look at that. Yeah. So I'm going to think it's going to be a good idea to maybe move some of these rocks and dig up in there. So I'll mark this spot down too. There's more of it up in here too. You can see right there. Maybe grab a couple of these. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty wicked, huh? I mean, super small, but if I can find a big chunk of that, oh yeah. Just checking uphill a little bit right now of where I was just looking. Figured, yeah, you know, there's a lot of detritus and everything here, but for the most part, it's not bad yet. I haven't found anything though, unfortunately. Because I'm just doing scouting today, I think I might boogie on, see what's next. See, the leaf litter is way worse around here. As you see these cobbles here, just kind of following those as I make my way out, see if I can find anything cool. A little piece of quartz. Another little tiny crystal. This boulder's actually loaded with it, so I just showed you that one, right? You got this guy, and another one right over here, which actually, you can see has some decent sized crystals in it. Another guy right there as well. I'll mark this spot on the GPS. Another one right there, and you can see it's going in that way. There's a few interesting pieces. This one you can see used to have something in it. It's just been eroded forever. This one right here, you can see the formation actually looks like. So there's a lot of seam here. In fact, right here, this looks like it's super wide. Looks like that sagenitic type. Starting to see a lot more of the seam. Really clear, small stuff. Decent size. And if you check those out, the veins coming up and you got a little bit more over there. V right there. So this could be an interesting one. It's just solid. Something that we might be able to actually take with us. Yeah, see, look at that. There's a piece of botryoidal. It does look like it's quartz, but it is pretty beat up. Dug this one out and you can see there's green there. And it does definitely look like it, you know, jasper, but I just don't think it's going to be good jasper. That's the problem. Gopher's doing work again. You can see that. You got some clarity in there. It's a nice seam right there. And how do you like that? Look at that. That's massive. That's a huge one. We even got terminated crystals back up in there. Right there. And it's pretty clear too. That's a big one. Behind it too, you can see more. So I'll be coming back here, and then look, somebody's been working that one. You can definitely see the crystal formation. It's not great, but it's what it could be. You got even more. So check this out. You can see down in here, that's Medfordite. That's all moss agate down in there, filled with rainwater. I think if I look right over there, yeah, see that? Check that out. That's all moss agate too. Or mossy quartz. And then that whole back wall, that's all quartz. I can pull a little piece out and show you. So, there's the moss agate. It's really nice stuff. This isn't the greatest piece, but I mean, you could make a small cab out of it. That's what you're looking for. So, I'll be back here. Even right there, there's a bunch. You know, if I get maybe up in here, you can see. So I'll look around in this and maybe try to pull some out of here, just so I can give you a better idea of what this stuff actually looks like. Yeah, it's all pretty solid. A whole lot of chunks that even grabbable, to be honest. All right, though, I'll come back up here, bring my buddy. So yeah. These are some of what I can find. Just come back up here soon. It's not too bad. Just in case you guys want some frame of reference, this is how big it actually is. And check this out. I was just looking at that. Yeah, that's quartz. So this is definitely a massive, massive area. Yeah, here's a little knob of it that I just found off to the side. And you can see that's quartz right there. So yeah, I'll be coming back. We got some nice green jasper here. That whole boulder probably has more in it. Little chunk of the green moss agate. Actually, it might be bloodstone. I got a whole bunch of it here. There's some green moss. Little crystals on it too. Whoa, look at that one. That's a monster chunk. And it looks like somebody left their hammer here. So that's my hammer now. You can see that's huge. Check out all those points. What, that's like a 2-pound sledge right there? These are just great. There's a little scale over here, same thing. That's just a wall of tiny little quartz. You'd have to come back in here and just start pulling it out. And you can see here, here's some of that nice Medfordite. It's a green moss agate. Yeah, you can see there. Look at the moss in that one. Anyway, I'll be back. That's for dang sure. Oh man, that's some solid rock too. Got some pretty awesome stuff found today. There's gonna be a lot of work ahead of us though. So I think we're gonna have to call in some buddies and see if they're gonna be down to try to get some of this. Fortunately, the hike isn't terrible, so we'll be able to hike in our tools without just being hammered. I think today was a very productive scouting day, and I hope you enjoy it. We'll definitely be talking more about this on Saturday, so make sure you tune into the live streams. We're just doing a little hangout session, so nothing special, but we're making sure that we do it every Saturday so somebody has something to do. I think it's time to get out of here and make a plan. So I'm back at this spot. Here's what I'll be working on today with Nate here. We got some Medfordite, a whole lot of it. You can see there. Look at that beauty. And then if we get behind, you can see even further a bunch of druzy, a bunch more Medfordite. It's really good stuff. Yeah, you can see those dendrites right there. Yeah, look at that. Jeez. Check that chunk out. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff right there. We'll get that cleaned off and show you. Just popping them right now. So you can see that piece right there is just green, super jammy green right there. I mean, it's getting into the gnarlier stuff right here, you can see. But look at that. That's definitely still real nice quartz. And then this whole side is all really clean Medfordite. Look at those.
Definitely peters
out. Really nice. See if we can get this piece right here wiggled. Yeah, it's got a little room, but we'll give it a little whack. Yeah, you can see that super green. Oh yeah, look at that.
Beautiful piece.
Really nice. Pull this one as well. There it is. Bam. Look at, oh Jesus, look at that meat.
That's gem grade.
That is gem grade. Oh yeah, that is clean. So yeah, and what's nice here is see how on the bottom we're starting to get into the more of the, like, it's kind of like decomposed basalt,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that's great because it's giving us more like area to actually get up underneath all of this stuff. So we're actually getting bigger pieces. This is a really good day. So we're gonna start working on that piece. You can just see all the quartz there, and then a little bit behind it too. You can see that kind of, oh, can I see that? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Look at those. And so you can see right here, and you try to get out of the shade there, or quit creating shade. See all that muddy stuff? Now what we're doing is kind of working inwards like that, and really just pulling some fat chunks. And we've just begun. So stay tuned. Hit that like button.
It might be amethyst in there.
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
See, it's dark.
Yeah.
It's like purplish.
Yeah. That's good. So we're gonna pop this one here in just a second. But first things first is we gotta get under this guy and under this guy. We're just gonna pop them. So we got this piece right down here. Super clean green moss agate, also known as Medfordite. And what we're doing here is we got the spike here, and it's also gonna relieve pressure over here. But first things first, we're gonna take this out. See if we can get that. Oh yeah, you hear it? Let me see if I can manhandle it. Look at that block, huh? So you can see right here, it's just nice vein there. And then assumedly all this right here is going to be, because you can see right down there. And we also got this nice chunk, but it looks like it's a little bit more green than it is going to have the white. So really nice stuff though. Excellent. Excellent. And you see this stuff right here, that was just kind of garbage. Well, that's actually what we want, because then we can actually get up underneath all this stuff. This is all decomposed crap. So it's a lot easier for us to get up underneath the good stuff and pry it up. You can see here, we got that sucker coming up. And I mean, look at it. It's so big. Oh, it's so big. So let me just kind of get this garbage out of the way. Jeez, look at that. Now that's some monster Medfordite right there, everybody.
That's a monster block.
Jeez, look at that. And it's solid too. Yep. Excellent. Yeah, there's a piece that we just pulled. It's just a small piece, but it really is a great example. That's super clean. Wonderful progress here. See if I can show you that. So yeah, look at that piece. Just super nice green, white. This is definitely the gem grade stuff. So these are a bunch of smalls right here that we're just kind of putting aside. And then we've got a bunch of big stuff over here. This one all the way over to here. So we are just absolutely crushing it today. And then right here, we just loosened this guy up. So, oh yeah, there we go. Try to actually point it at the, yeah, look at that. Jeez, that is really nice. And that vein just goes all the way around, but you can really see that green moss. That's just beautiful stuff. Another piece, you can just really see that green. Super nice. All right, so you can see right there, we're working on that piece. And on the front, it's definitely that green, but here's what we're really trying to get to is this big old monster block. I mean, it's probably 6 inches thick, if not bigger. So we're just gonna kind of push this up a little bit and relieve some pressure, and then we'll show you once we pull it. Yeah, see that piece? So, really green. It's got that nice white in there. I could probably show you in better lighting. Yeah. Look at that. There's just a nice chunk of it. Super clean. And we've got way more. That's a big pile. And that's our little stuff. That's our big pile. There you go. Oh, look at that. That's amethyst right there. You can actually see it's really light. The camera doesn't really pick it up because it's so light. But you can just see that. Yeah, look at that. A couple nice pieces right there. For the pile.
Look at that amethyst, bro.
Oh yeah, buddy. Looks like we got another one. Really clean green. Yeah, look at that. It's really nice. And I mean, it's solid. You can see right there. It's just solid. All right, we're doing wonderful so far. We've got probably 30, 40 pounds of this stuff. Nice pile of tumbles. Some big stuff for slabbing and everything like that. We got a little bit more that we're working on right here. I'll show you that here in just a second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip around and start working on what we were, working on a little bit ago. Now, the only thing is here is it is winter time, so we're kind of on a little bit of a sun schedule here. So got to do what we can while the sun's shining, right? That piece right there in the center is moving big time. Oh, oh my God, look at that, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Look at that. That is a monster chunk. Jesus. Oh my God, look at that. That is some clean Medfordite right there, and a massive chunk. Absolutely colossal. And this is a little one. Look at that. And we've got druzy on it and everything. Bro, look at that part right there.
Bro, that's museum
spec. Oh my
spec.
God. Yeah, this is museum for sure. So we just got this one here where you can see the water, but he just was messing around to try to pull out some tumbles, and look at this. It's about to move. Yep, look at that thing. Oh yeah. That's a big chunk too. Ooh-wee, look at that. That's some quartzy stuff. And it's got this real nice, well, here, let me put it in the right mode. Yeah, so you got like that vug right there that's got some terminated crystals in it. But this Medfordite is actually really hard to find. It's pretty rare stuff, and so the fact that we're doing so good right now, I mean, look at how big this piece is. This is probably a 30-pound chunk as it is. And all of our tumbles and all of the rest of our stuff here. So you see this piece right here. We're going to try to work on that next, and then what we're actually going to do is come right around here and then swoop back around to where all that stuff is. We are really starting to pull some nice stuff. Just absolutely massive chunks, and see in there, it's all crystal. So really happy about all this.
Look at the amethyst right here.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can get in. So I know it's really hard to see there, but that is actually amethyst. The amethyst that we find around here is a lot lighter than the stuff you'd see in like Mexico or whatever, but it's still amethyst. There we go. Another nice chunk. Let me see that one big green. This guy. Look at that. That's super nice. Here was that chunk of amethyst stuff right there, right? And so you can just see, oh yeah. Yeah, and look at that. It's bad. Super awesome. Yeah, so you see it's a little bit more purple there. Definitely wicked. And then look at all that Medfordite right there. That is some high quality moss agate. Nice. You can see here, working on the double action here. And this whole thing right here, I'll show you. All of this right here is all a big slab of Medfordite. So we just got those two up underneath there, and now you can see, oh yeah, boom. Let me see that piece right there. Yeah, so check this out. That's what it's coming off of right there. It's a little purple even. So pull this thing up. Look at it. Oh, it's another massive chunk. Oh, look at the green on, geez, look at that. All right, that is some wicked stuff. Now we do have a little bit of the garbage stuff in here, but for the most part, it all looks pretty clean. And we know this entire top, once it gets cleaned off, is all Medfordite. But you can even see all that white, you know, that's all quartz. This is why Medfordite's so prized, is because it's a much more quartzy variant of the moss agate. And of course that green is just super, super cool.
Nice vug right there.
So, yeah, you got some quartz vug right there with little terminations. See if I could show you a little better. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, geez, we're just really doing well today, guys. I am so happy about this. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's just, we're getting tons of it. Oh yeah. Let's see what we got in there. Look at that. Yeah, another really nice piece right there.
See the crystal sprays?
Oh yeah. It's just massive chunk, dude. And that's purple right in there.
Whoa, look at that.
Oh, that's a straight zeolites, dude.
Yeah, it's in the floor.
Look at that.
There it is, right there.
Whoa, that is a specimen right there.
Look right
Jeez.
here.
Yeah. There's more of it.
I think we can get this whole nub.
Oh yeah. Jeez, today is just a great day, huh?
Yeah.
This is when you make sure to hit that like button. Yeah, see that block of it down there? So we're just going to try to get that thing first, and then we'll go over to this guy right here. Because, I mean, I think this is going to be easy pickings, but yeah, that sucker right there, because it's so thick and really quartzy, it's going to be really, really nice. Plus, it opens us up for this stuff over here. And then you got the one Nate's standing on. But that thing's really solid, and so it's gonna be a tough one to get out, and it's better to just kind of, you know, work around stuff and then get up underneath it. That's the big stuff. We've got two massive ones right there, and then a whole, like, just 5-gallon bucket full of tumbles. There's some of it. It's pretty awesome. Took quite a bit to get, but we got it. Look at that. That's probably, I don't know, 40 pounds in its own right. That's pretty nice. There you go. There's the amethysty one. Got these mostly cleaned up. I mean, these are major. Yeah, look at there. This one's got some really nice botryoidal. Just nice crystals growing on it. So you can see all this right here is a druzy. It's all crystal formation. We had some good botryoidal in there. This is really clean too.
This piece right here is this would be considered museum quality.
Oh, okay.
Because it's got the tubes covered in druzy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at that. Brilliant. And then you got some really nice moss going through there. Yeah, that is just amazing. Just wicked. Really nice piece. I mean, there was still more in here. Just kind of smaller stuff, you know. But you can see it's really nice material as well. It's just, you know, we wanted to clean up the best of the best first. So we can get it market ready, if anything. Beautiful. Now check this part out. Look at how it starts getting kind of darker in there. It's probably amethyst, the really light stuff like we have. And you know, you get in here and you can really see that green really popping out. What's nice though with this stuff is we actually have a bit of a variety. So you see how it's a little bit more mossy here and then it really goes kind of sparse. Well, that's good. You know, a lot of people want that for things like you know, cabochons and whatnot. But more than anything, this is a museum grade because you can see it actually has all those tubes. And I mean, you just can't really find this stuff as much anymore. It was a good day. All right, we're back at the hole again. Got a lot of work to do today. Primarily, we're going to be working on this, all that botryoidal wall. But first, we have to get that big chunk right there out and another big chunk right there. Yeah, you can see the white there and up there. All right, so we've got some cracks forming here. That's just the basalt stuff. It needs getting up underneath it.
You can see this
right up underneath there.
right there.
And yeah, we have some cracks forming there. Another one here. So we're about to pop this off. All right, let's pull this sucker back. There we go. Look at that thing. Oh yeah. Oh hey, there's a little purple in that.
Oh, this is all basalt.
Yeah, all basalt right there. Love basalt. This is beautiful stuff though right there.
There you go.
Really beautiful.
That's ready.
And we got a nice chunk right here. Swap that over. Yeah, look at that. A little bit of purple. That's really nice. That's a pretty nice one right there too. You can see this purple over here. Really, really light, but you can see it. And what we're going to do is we're going to work our way over to here so we can get up in this where all those are. Yeah, like right here. That's all crystal. So you can see the next piece we're working on here, specifically right there. But in general, it's this whole piece right there. So I've got this up underneath it. You see right there. And pop goes the... Oh, the bath salt. Oh, man.
That peters out.
That's all right, though. So
we can get to it from here.
Up underneath there, and we'll try to get the rest of that nub. This one looks like it's about ready. Yeah, that's a big chunk, especially right in there.
Look at that amethyst.
Yeah, that's nice. Now that piece, oh yeah, look at that green. And this one has more purple in it.
Right. Oh, look at that.
That's pretty nice.
Look at the amethyst right here.
Yeah, look at that. That's definitely amethyst. I just noticed this. That's definitely amethyst right there. And it's got a pretty nice little cavity in there. So we'll get that cleaned up. Oh, yeah. Look at that. There's the purples. It's good, and it's still going. We got quite a bit more. Well, this one's about to pop. We got a little bit, one more or two more strikes on it, but geez, you can see that stuff right there. Let's see if I can get a better view. Yeah, look at that. Let's see if I can do two things at once. Yep. There it is.
Hey, here we go.
Look at that thing. That's a beef supreme. Yeah. That's a lot. As you can see all the way over here, that whole thing, just like a plate. And you can see that's Medford, or not only the Medfordite, but that's amethyst right there. We just get some really light colored amethyst around
Look at
here.
that pocket.
Oh yeah, look at that druzy. Ooh boy, that's nice. And then we have more back in there, as you can see. So we'll just keep harvesting, show you what we do. That's what we're looking at, all of that. You can see some nice color right there. It's going into that really white. Moving over into that. We haven't even started on the big one yet. Oh yeah. It's a pretty nice chunk right there. It's got a lot of garbage rock on it too, but we'll clean it up. Ooh-wee. Yep, more good stuff. I like that right there though. That's super nice. Look at that piece.
It's going to be covered in crystal.
Yes, sir. That's a nice chunk, huh?
Yeah, underneath all that mud is going to be crystal. That's going to be that's all crystal.
Mm-hmm.
The whole entire piece. This piece too. Look where I'm standing.
Yeah, let me see that. Get our custom pry bar in there. Oh yeah. Nate's over here hitting his hand instead of the hammer. He's getting too excited.
These are all covered in crystal.
I'm pretty tired, so I think it's time to head back downhill. I'll show you what everything looks like when it's all cleaned up. Here's a little bit of the haul. Not too bad. Got some more in the bags. Yeah, so here's batch of the day. These are some of the premium specimens you can see there. That's a nice pocket in there with some terminated crystal, a little bit there.
Oh, amethyst.
Amethyst. Pretty nice. And then we got some more amethyst right in here. Right, this whole chunk right there. All just wicked.
That's a nice piece.
And that's only some of it. This is quite a bit more. I could just clean this piece off right here. That's really nice.